Hey everybody, it's Talks from Crits Happen. I am very excited and I'm glad that you're joining me here today. We're about to go through a game called Slay the Spire. So first off, thanks for watching, thanks for coming back. Really excited about this game. This is a game that I've been looking at for quite some time and I just finally, on a whim, broke down, went ahead and jumped in. Now, this is early access. This is, as you'll see in the upper right, there's a thing that says early access. I've done some test recordings using fraps, and there are times where it can slow down a little bit, so understand that this is all kind of alpha, beta, it's not fully ready to go yet. And you'll see that here, kind of the smoke around the chest there is kind of flickering and kind of coming in and out, but it comes back, and I think it's just a combination of the software that I use to record and the game itself having that issue. But enough of that. Let's talk about this awesome game and why it's so cool and why you should check it out. So what is Slay the Spire? Slay the Spire is a roguelike deck building dungeon crawling game. And those are like three trigger words for me that just make me go woo and squee. I love these things. So I'm really excited to share this with you. This is a game where you choose a class. Right now there are 3 classes. A third one just got put into the game recently. You choose a class. That class has a starting deck of 10 cards. They're going to be everything from attack to power to skill cards. And you're going to delve into a dungeon. And that dungeon is going to be roguelike generated every time you go into it. So just because I beat Act 1, which is where we are right now and what we're sitting at and what you're looking at, I just finished Act 1 and we're going to do a playthrough on Act 2, kind of show you some stuff about it. It's going to be different every time though. If I go back to Act 1 and do Act 1 again, it's going to be completely different. And you'll see what I mean by that as we go through. Now, each class is very unique and each class is very different. They have their own types of cards, which I think is really, really cool. And this game really, it gives you a lot of risk and reward. And it really rewards you for taking those risks. And it really punishes you for taking those risks. So let's talk a little bit about that. Right now we're on the 17th floor. We're in Act 2. I just beat Act 1. I have 24 out of 80 hit points. That's not good. You see here, if you run out of hit points, you die. That's not good. I do have 323 gold though, so I have enough to buy a couple of good cards maybe if we run into a merchant. I have 19 cards in my deck right now, and if you click on this, you'll be able to see what some of them are. They have an energy cost in the upper left, and you're going to have a certain amount of energy granted to you each turn. You're going to be able to use that energy to deal damage, gain block, and you'll see why that's going to become useful. You can see that there's some that say like Whirlwind Plus. That's been a card that we upgraded. When I first got it, it said deal 5 damage to all enemies X times. Now it says deal 8 damage to all enemies X times. That means however much energy I put into it is how many times it's going to activate Whirlwind. There's a lot of combo cards as well, things like Clash. This is an attack that says can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack card and deal 14 damage, and you'll see that these say attack on them. You'll see things like Juggernaut say power on them. So there's different types of cards in the game as well. And very interestingly, I'm using the Ironclad as my hero in my class. His cards are only available to him. If I use a different cards, or different character, a different class, their cards are completely different. So there's already a lot of replayability and strategizing to do. We are also in possession of 4 awesome artifacts. So the first artifact is the Sozu. Gain 1 energy at the start of each of your turn. You can no longer obtain potions. That's what these little slots are for. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to get potions because of this, but I get an extra energy at the start of my turn, which is really good. I also have the Oddly Smooth Stone. It says start each combat with 1 dexterity, and dexterity improves the block gained from cards. So that means if I play a card that gives me 5 block, the Oddly Smooth Stone will make it 6. That's really nice. I picked up a Blood Vial against one of my opponents. It says at the start of each combat, heal 2 hit points, so I will definitely need that since I have 24 out of 80 right now again. And then I have the Juzu Bracelet. This one I just got in my last fight before fighting the boss that I just defeated. It says regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. What does that mean? We'll get into that in a second. Alright, let's go ahead and click on our chest. We just beat an epic monster to finish Act 1. Let's click on this and we're going to choose a relic. So this one is the White Beast statue. Potions always drop after combat. Well, that doesn't go very well with our Sozu of you can no longer obtain potions. That would have been really nice, but that's really not even going to be useful to us right now. The Orrery, choose and add 5 cards to your deck. That could be really cool. And then the Cursed Key, gain an energy at the start of each turn. Whenever you open a non-boss chest, obtain a curse. Curses. Curse cards are negative cards that stay in your deck, and they are very... Curses can be really bad. But you get an energy at the start of every turn, which means we'd have 5 energy starting our turn, which can be really good. Do I want more cards, or do I want... you know what? Risk reward. Let's jump in. We're going to take that Cursed Key. Alright, we have that Cursed Key. There's no turning back now, okay? So let's take a look at the map real quick. So the map shows you, this is Act 1 where we started. We started at the very bottom, and at the beginning you pick a pathway. And then you go up that pathway and you'll run into branches. And each of these have an icon. These question marks are the unknown rooms. That's what our Juzu Bracelet says. It says regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. So if I go to an unknown room, I am only going to encounter treasures, shops, no monsters. So that's good. And we'll see as we go along, you're going to have options to face elites. You're going to have options to rest. The rest allows you to either regain some hit points or do blacksmithing and upgrade your cards. So that's a big part of the game as well. So let's go ahead and we will proceed with Act 2. The City, Act 2. So let's take a look here. We have 4 different pathways to start out with. Now we know if we beat this one, we immediately are going to go to a merchant. That's pretty good. We got 300 gold already. That might be a good start. From a merchant, we have some interesting options. We're going to be able to then do an unknown room, and then maybe an unknown room, and then an elite. Or we could go from the unknown room to another enemy, and then to an unknown room, and then to an elite. So no matter what we do, we're going to run into an elite pretty early here. So we've got an elite here, and an elite here. The question is, what do we want to run into along the way? And quite frankly, this looks like it could be the better option because we're going to have that merchant. Whereas over here, we're just running into a bunch of enemies over here. Now you do get things for defeating people, which could be good. So we'll have to see how that works out. Let's take a look up at the top. We know if we go over this route, we're going to be stuck over here, and we're not going to get to the left until we get up to here. This elite means we'll have to fight another enemy before we get a rest. This elite means we'll be able to rest right after it. And actually, ironically, we can avoid elites altogether by doing this merchant, this unknown room, going from that unknown room to this enemy, to this unknown room, and then go over to this rest, and then go that way. We can also avoid enemies going through this pathway as well, or sorry, avoid elites going through this pathway as well. But elites are pretty good, and elites can add a lot of things to you. Looking at the top here, we have a lot of resting before the city here, which is good. We have an enemy row here before the city. We have kind of an option row here. It's really just that one elite patch. I mean, there's maybe a second elite over here if we wanted to go that road, but I think this right one may be better. I'm going to go ahead and select this one, and we'll go here. Now, this is my first thing you'll see that I love so much about this game already. The design of the characters and the monsters are very unique, and they're very original. They're things that I've never really seen before. The artwork is very catching. This is a spheric guardian. He is defensive. This enemy intends to block on its turn, so that tells me what he's going to do this turn. Barricade, which is this little ability down here, it says block is not removed at the start of his turn. It means he's just going to keep building up and building up and building up his block. Normally, the value that you get for block erodes at the end of the turn, and this guy is just going to be building up and building up. And then artifact, he can negate 3 debuffs. So if we debuff him, he can negate them. So let's take a look at our hand. We have a couple of normal strikes and defends, gain 6 damage, gain 6 block. The 6 is augmented here on block. It's normally 5, but I have my dexterity, which is from my oddly smooth stone. Bash is a great start. It's vulnerable, is going to give him 50% more damage to attacks, and we're starting out with 5 energy, so we're going to be able to move through a lot of our cards. So I think Bash is probably the good first thing to start with. We'll start with Bash and hit him in the head and make him vulnerable. Ooh, he just got a whole lot of block. How did he get a whole lot of block? Maybe he started with it and I didn't pay attention to it. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, he just has a whole lot of block. Okay. So we're just going to keep striking him like crazy. So we'll keep doing that. And he has 14, so we're not able to, went through all 5 of our energy. We don't have enough energy to play defend, but that's okay because he's not going to attack us. It says he's going to block on his turn. Now that we end our turn and all of our stuff goes to our discard pile, and of course if you can never draw, you just reshuffle your discard pile like a normal deck builder. Wow, so okay, so he has 39 block now. Now you'll see above here he's now being strategic. He says this enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on you and attack for 10 damage. So he's doing 2 different things on his turn. He's going to do a negative debuff and he's going to hit us for 10. I don't like the idea of him hitting us for 10, so let's get a little bit of block. We'll go ahead and do this and get 6 block. Anger is a 0 cost card. Deal 5 damage and add a copy of it to your discard pile. Let's go ahead and do that. Cleave, deal 11 damage to all enemies. I like the idea of doing that one. So we'll do that. And then Whirlwind, we'll use the last 3 maybe? Yeah, let's use the last 3 and do Whirlwind. And we'll hit him for 24 with those. Okay, so he's got no block now. We finally did a point of damage to him, which is good. Man, he feels a little bit like an elite. We'll have to see how that works out. Alright, there you go. Ooh, Frail. What does Frail do? Frail is gain 25% less block for 5 turns. Yuck, I don't like that. Juggernaut. When you block, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. We only have 1 block right now. We do have Rage. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 5 block. That could help. And we do have a lot of attacks. So that's interesting. Alright, so here we have Clash. Can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. Let's go ahead and kind of do some things because we have skills and we have powers to make sure we can use Clash. Alright, so first we'll use Juggernaut. That's 2. We've got Juggernaut on here now. That's going to say whenever you gain block, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. So let's gain some block. We're only going to gain 4 from this one because of the Frail, but we'll do a little bit of damage to him, which is good. Then we'll go ahead and do Rage. So when we use our attack cards, we get a little more block and hopefully combo off of this. Let's do Clash now, and we can do this since both of our cards are attacks, so we'll go ahead and do this. Boom! He is dead. So that worked out pretty well. Now we're going to get 20 gold as our spoils and add a card to our deck. Ooh, Clash Plus, deal 18 damage. Bloodletting Plus, gain 2 energy and lose 3 hit points. That's pretty good. Deal 7 damage twice. I like that well too. These 2 are attack cards, so they go pretty well with their stuff. And I think the Clash would actually go really well, so let's go ahead and do it with the Clash. Alright, so we know our next option. We have to go here. We're going to go to the Merchant. The Merchant, we can either skip past him and completely go by him, or we can go ahead and engage with him. Now, he can do card removal service, which is really cool. If you have bad cards in your deck, he can get rid of them at the cost 75 gold apiece. Or we can buy some of these other cards. Let's see what they got. Metallicize is cool. At the end of your turn, gain 3 block. It's pretty neat. Burning Pact, exhaust 1 card, draw 2 cards. Exhaust means to remove that card from your deck for this combat, and then we'll draw 2 cards. Infernal Blade, add a random attack to your hand at cost 0. Pretty cool. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand and deal 16 damage. Oof. That could be really cool. What is Headbutt? Headbutt is on sale. Deal 9 damage. Place a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Yeah, let's get that. That seems pretty good. And then we have some bigger cards down here. Secret Weapon. Choose an attack from your draw pile and place it into your hand. Exhaust this card. So that's basically a tutor that'll go get us whatever we want. Add 1 random colorless card to your hand. Both of those seem good. What could we get rid of? Let's get rid of a card in our deck. We can... The defends are probably important at this point, but I mean, we don't have any other new cards that are going to defend for us. Let's get rid of one of the strikes. We'll confirm that and get rid of that, so we're down to like 20 cards. And I like the idea of the secret weapon. a lot. So we'll go ahead and get that one. And now we're down to 47 gold, so we can't afford anything else. We could have gotten these items as well, so like this whetstone. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random attacks. That could have been good, but it is a little random. There's things like the sneaky oil or snecko oil, become confused and draw 2 cards. So there's a lot of different things you can do here that are options. We got a little glitching happening here from the recording. Let's see if we can get back to normal there. Let's go ahead and leave the merchant for now, though, and we'll proceed on to the next phase. Now, the next one is we know we have an unknown room, but we also know that because of the Juzu Bracelet, we won't run into an enemy encounter. So that's kind of good. So let's see what we get. Whoa, what is this? Oh, okay, they're not enemies. You encounter a group of bandits wearing large red masks. Well, maybe they're on their way to a party. Hello, pay up to pass. A reasonable fee of all your gold will do. So we could fight, or we could lose all our gold. Let's fight. Let's see what happens. What could go wrong? A lot. They're pretty heavy guys. Okay. Alright. So here we have 3 guys, one with 30, one with 38, one with 42. This guy is going to attack twice for 5 damage each time. This guy's intentions are unknown, and this guy is going to inflict a powerful negative effect. I don't like any of that. So we can't use Clash yet because we have Defense in our hands. So let's go ahead and get our Defense out and get some block up since it looks like we're going to get attacked. Then let's go ahead and Clash and deal 18 damage to somebody. Let's get rid of this guy who's attacking us, because he might be the best one to burn down. He looks like a speedster there. We'll do a little more damage to him with Anger and get an Anger in our discard pile. Now, I don't have any additional cards to play, and I don't have anything I can do with my energy, so I lose those 2 energy, and that's the end of my turn. Let's see what happens. We got a good amount of blocks, so we're okay. What could these negative effects be? Grab them, bear. Uh-oh. I think bear's going to come grab me. Dexterity down. Ooh. That's not good. Okay, so dexterity now we're at -1. Okay, bash. Deal 8 damage and apply 2 vulnerable. Let's go ahead and do that to this guy in the middle, since we're almost going to be able to kill this guy. Deal 9 damage and place a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. So let's do some real fun stuff here. Choose an attack from your draw pile and place it into your hand and exhaust this. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's go ahead and get Whirlwind. Then let's... Oh, if I use Whirlwind, I won't be able to use Headbutt. I should have thought about that. Yeah, if I use Whirlwind, it doesn't let me funnel energy into it. It uses all of my remaining energy. So that's okay. So what's in my discard pile right now? Bash. Let's get Bash back. Let's Headbutt this guy for 9, and then we'll get Bash back. So that guy's going to be gone. That Bash goes on top of my deck now, and then we'll Whirlwind for 16 damage to both enemies here. Alright, that feels good. We did pretty well. We actually did a little more damage than that, so that's good. Let's see what happens here. He has vulnerable. That's why he did a little more damage. Yep. A little bit of health coming off. Not very happy about that. We've now been hit with weakened. Attacks deal 25% less damage. Alright, well, let's rage. Let's bash. And since I guess Romeo is already hit with vulnerable, we'll make sure that Bear is hit with vulnerable too. Let's go ahead and cleave both of them. That'll kill Romeo. And then we'll strike against Bear, who, man, he's going to do 18 damage? Yeesh. I don't like that. Alright, Bear. Bring it on, buddy. We got 20 block. We're good. Let's see if we can get rid of him this turn. I think we can. Sure, let's do Juggernaut just for fun. And then let's pummel him for 4. Kind of popping him in the head and killing him and knocking him out. Alright. Hey, cool, we got a red mask. So we get our 26 gold. We get a red mask. At the start of each combat, apply 1 weak to all enemies. So that was a cool thing to go ahead and fight them. That was good. Weakened creatures deal 25% less damage to attacks. That's good. Gambler's Brew. Sorry, you're gone. Because of the Sozu, I can't get any potions. And then add a card to our deck. Flex. Gain 2 strength. At the end of your turn, lose 2 strength. Okay. What you gonna do, brother, when the 24-inch pythons run wild on you? Drop kick, which ironically also has to do with wrestling. Deal 8 damage if the enemy is vulnerable, gain energy, and draw 1 card. As much as I like Twin Strike, I think Dropkick is pretty good given how much vulnerability we have in our deck. So that's actually pretty cool. Alright, so now we have a fork in the road. Where do we go? What do we do? Do we go after the enemy? Do we go after the unknown? If we go after the unknown, we could do 2 unknowns and then an elite. Or we could go after the enemy and do an enemy and then an unknown and maybe a rest or maybe an elite. If we go this way, we're not resting for a while. We do get 2 unknowns. I really like the idea of 2 unknowns. Let's do that. As you attempt to sneak past a group of shrouded figures, a naked, red-skinned man approaches you. Got any jacks, friend? I got the shakes bad. Please, maybe some coin. He seems delusional, but harmless. Well, we don't have enough coin. We don't have jacks, so I guess we're going to have to ignore the addict and see what happens. The addict throws a loud tantrum, screaming and cursing at you. You escape before drawing unwanted attention. Alright, so we didn't have enough stuff to be able to do anything with him, so let's go on to the next one. An old beggar, cloaked in fur, reaches his hands out towards you as you pass. Spare some coin, child. We don't have enough money for this one either. I guess we're going to have to leave him behind, too. We're just walking through town like a jerk. The beggar looks to the floor as you pass. You will never make a difference. You never do. Okay, let's see if that comes back to hurt us. Well, those 2 didn't help us at all. Now we gotta go fight an elite. Let's see what happens. Ooh, 3. Oh my goodness, he has 158 health. Whew, okay, our weekend here will hopefully help us out. So, this guy, unknown, his intentions are unknown. He's a minion. Minions abandon combat without their leader. Good to know. They're weakened from our red mask. And this guy is going to inflict a negative effect, and attack for 3. And this guy's going to block and use a buff. So, basically, if we kill him, we get rid of these 2. So, let's focus on him. Let's focus on the gremlin leader. We don't have anything in our discard pile, so we want to do something before we headbutt. Let's do this. Let's anger. Then let's defend. Then let's clash. Then let's headbutt. To which we will put the clash back on top of our deck, and then we will strike him. And we're out of energy, so we'll see where this goes. These minions look so simple and so normal, yet they probably aren't. Get them, boys. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Everyone got strength. That's not good. So strength, let me go ahead and get off here. Strength increases their attack damage by 3. Ugh! And this guy is going to attack for 7, the fat gremlin. And the gremlin leader is going to attack 3 times for 9. Whoosh! I don't like that at all. Let's make him vulnerable again. Let's make sure we do that. Let's go ahead and defend. And now we have a bunch of clashes, which is awesome. So let's clash him once. Let's clash him twice. And let's clash him a 3rd time. Alright. Now, we were weakened, which is a little frustrating. But we're doing better than I expected, actually. Although now we're going to take a lot of damage. We're going to take like 27, 28 damage. Yuck. Yuck. +1 weakened. So we got another weakened. Oh, that's not good. Keeps stacking the weakens up on us. Drop kick. There's our deal 6 damage if the enemy is vulnerable and gain an energy. He is vulnerable, so we can do that. Whenever you gain block, deal 3 damage to your random enemy. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and drop kick. Okay. Didn't really work. We'll get a defend. We'll get 6. This guy's gonna do 28 damage. It's insane. Pummel's not really gonna do much for us. I should have thought about this and maybe gone after this gremlin wizard. I didn't think. Alright. Pummel him. Let's strike. And let's not strike because we're out of energy. Uh-oh. This is not good. We're gonna lose. We're dead. We're gonna lose. Oh no! This is what happens when you don't play Slay the Spire correctly. Okay. Okay. We can maybe get through this. Alright, let's see what we can do. We have to do 45 damage. Cleave does 8 to all. 6 times 5 is 30 damage here, so we could get rid of the minions, but the problem is we're not going to get rid of him. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 5 block. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way right now. So we'll cleave. We will... If I strike, I'll be left with 3, 18. Yeah, so we'll strike here. And then we will whirlwind. Alright, so that'll get everybody down. He's down to 12, but he's going to attack for 12 3 times, which means we're going to die. We're dead now. Oh, rage wears off. And he kills us. And we have been conquered. And that is what happens when you don't pay attention in Slay the Spire. But that's one of the things I love about this game, is that it forces you to truthfully think about your decisions. And I really love that. Of course, I'm going to tell everybody that I really just made those decisions so that this video wasn't 3 hours long. But I'll go ahead and be honest and say that I just didn't pay attention while I was talking there, and I should have killed that little wizard gremlin. So that's Slay the Spire. It gives you a little bit of an idea around how it works. I really like Slay the Spire. I think it offers a ton of options for people. And this is only one class that you got to see. There are 2 other classes as well. There's daily runs, there's leaderboards, there are different things you can do to go against other people online, which is really, really cool. You'll see here, we went through 115 points worth of floors, so we got a score of 220. We had 5 enemies slain, 20 Exordium elites killed, so we got 2 of those. We got 1 boss and 1 champion. That's not bad. I feel okay with that. I mean, this is really not been up maybe like 48 hours of playing this game. I feel okay with that. But so far, everything I have seen has been very impressive. Would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Let us know any kind of questions you have about Slay the Spire. Oh, cool. We unlocked some cards. Those are really good looking cards, too. Let us know what you think, though. Leave a comment below. Are you playing? What's your favorite class? What's some of your favorite combos that you've had in the game? And what's your favorite, or what's your high score for rooms, floors climbed, and for total scores? Would love to hear that from everybody. Of course, you can always chime in on Facebook, on social media, through Twitter, or through Instagram by searching Crits Happen. You can, of course, comment here on the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications so you get told what else we're doing, and let your friends know exactly what's going on and what you're watching. But until we see you next time, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoy all of your roguelike deck building, dungeon slaying times inside of Slay the Spire. Thanks for watching, keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits.